Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago. Friday the 5th of January. We're running a couple minutes late because we had to switch providers. Flow is not flowing in Diego Martin, so I have no way to follow up on the Facebook on the laptop yet until I get some kind of response from Flow. But until then, I'm going on the B Mobile feed, and I can't guarantee you what we're gonna get. But between now and then, we're going to do the best that we can and make the best of it, yeah? I want you to hear this song. After all the talk about race, after all the talk about race, I want you to see words of this song. Share up the video, spread it around. All our way is TNT. See this song? One people under one flag. Brian London. Round of applause. For all the talk about race.
What happened next, Savannah? You will not believe me. He is the gentleman left, and I met a guy who is Chinese. He say I see you all the time. You just be singing on Channel 4. And right there and then, boy, he started to give me score. He say we Chinese, we came here in 1806. And although we helped to build this land, they don't consider we part of it. Cause when they talk about Trinbago, which is my land, they talk about African and Indian, nothing shiny, man. You know what he said? He said elections now done, and this is what I resent. Indians say we in opposition, while Africans we in government. So if both of them fighting to claim this land as their own. Will someone please tell me, Brian, where's the Chinese man's home? And then he start to beg me, sing a song for me. Brian, please sing a song for me. We've been here many, many years ago. Trinidad is our home also. People can say whatever they want. Many, many Chinese restaurants. Karate and even judo. Pretend Trinidad with taekwondo. Chinese show that we belong. Rex Westing good, good guys so soft. Nobody we don't represent. No more yet me much chilly at Parliament. Chinese still struggling today. Can't even get a double tenor holiday. So you beg me, sing a song for me. For the Chinese and the NP. Praise a sing for him. I sing it for he, she and she was on that. Chinese man, they leave me good. and I didn't reach too far. When I end up in conversation with three African youths from over, they say Africans in this land, we have nowhere to go. All over the business land that they're walking on is the foreparents' blood that flow. After all the pressure, we take the pot sugar cane, Lord. They put me to live in the ghetto, and they don't spun me again. And every time somebody in this country get killed, their fingers don't start to point to the beat, huh? Overall, have a kill. They tell me, Africans in this land, boy, we shall unite. You know why? The black man pulling down the black man. African and African is fight. They say we don't make you out, so we let you listen. So take these things we say and put them in the next song that you sing. And then they start to beg me, sing a song for me. Brian, please sing a song for me. As slave people from Africa, they put we to cut sugar cane. Oh, they take away people's rights. And they speak on change we need. Call me bandits and criminals. Say we will never get up and get. They call me uneducated. Say we will always walk in secret. But still paddling more calypso. We bring the rhythm of the nation. Look, we even join with the Indian. For them to go and write the dance. So they beg me, sing a song for me. For the Africans in the antique. When I sing for him, it's for he, she goes all out.
That is Kaiso. That is Kaiso. Brian London, sing a song for we. I'm going to put it in the thread. I will put it in the thread for you because you know what? We must big up this song. He must get mileage for this song. Brian London, sing a song for we. The man only got 11,257 views on YouTube and it there 10 years now. Just to show you how ass backward this country is. Look now. And thank you, Diana Mariam Kelly, who shared that on your wall today, where I was able to see it and listen to it and now share it. I want you to share the video, please. We on the B mobile feed. I don't know how that is working. Flo, your mother's. Flo, you couldn't be more unreliable if that was your mission. If you set out to fail and succeed, you couldn't do a better job. Anyway, today I posted 7 posts in capital letters. I'm going to read these 7 posts for you. I'm going to read these posts for you because it's part of the conversation. The first post said, aren't you fed up of the bullshit masquerading as governance yet? 36 people like it, 5 shares, 1 comment. That's the first post. The second post, aren't you tired of the circus in the parliament as yet? 29 people like it, 11 shared it. And 2 comments. The third post, aren't you fed up of the broken and dysfunctional public service as yet? 31 people liked it, 5 shares, 3 comments. Aren't you tired of high-class crooks and corrupt politicians raping the country's treasury as yet? 48 people like it, 14 shares, 1 comment. Aren't you fed up of the bullshit and lies from corrupt ministers while drugs flow through this country like a narco state yet? 48 people like it, 13 shares, 1 comment. Aren't you tired of the endless murder after murder while jackasses stunt as high office holders yet? 42 like it, 11 shares, 3 comments. Aren't you fed up of government using housing needs to enrich crooks and voter pad communities yet? 43 people like it, 13 shares, 6 comments. Who has to die for you to wake up? 35 people like it, 14 shares, 2 comments. Aren't you, and this is the last one, aren't you tired of the consequences of nigger versus coolie politics yet. 168 people liked it, 27 shares, incalculable, I can't count how many comments and internal comments and answers on that thread. And I'm raising that because Trinidadians have to come clean. Come clean with yourself, you know. Come clean. Come clean. Come clean every time you vote a government into office. If you vote on race, you're racist. If you vote against on race, you're racist. Come clean. Come straight. Because one raindrop don't cause the flood. All of we together is what mashing up this country, though. Not just the stunt artists in parliament. We put them there. We choose. When Drunky Monkey and Raper Man and the Flying Circus Clown and the rest of the band, and when they put themselves up on offer, and I want that to represent me. I want that. Why? What's their policies? Forget that. That don't matter. That don't matter at all. One of the comments on the post was from a woman named Grace Walker. And I need to highlight this because I want you to come on the thread. Grace Walker said, Phillip, it's the brassless, and I'm giving you a lot of information because Donny Prasad private messaged me and told me that if I'm running for public office, I can't speak like this. So I said to myself, if I can't speak like this, I don't want to run for public office. Understand this, cat. Understand me. I do not want that job, and I am not begging for that job, and I'm not running down that job. That will not be a blessing to me. That will be a hardship. I do not want that job, and I know the amount of work it's going to take to undo and redo the madness that these stunt artists did. But I want you to understand, if you're waiting for me to lie to you for that job, hell will freeze over. Satan's testicles will get frostbite before I tell you a single lie. I have lost a senior member of this party that I bit my lip twice for, and on the third time, kiss my red ass and go and watch you all now. Munsami, Imtiaz, Marcia, Brave Boy, the whole UNC there. But I'm waiting for them. I'm waiting for them, you know. You see me? I don't play this game small. I come out here to do one thing. I say this all the time. So if you choose to leave the Progressive Empowerment Party because our first focus is not to run down that office, leave. My first mission is to wake Trinidad up, and I am committed to that. I am committed to that mission. That a political party came out of that. Fantastic. Fantastic. There's a Progressive Empowerment Party, a serious political party. You have a choice. You have a choice now, but understand, at nowhere along the way, I'm saying it for you to understand in simple freaking English, at no way along the way will I compromise my ethics, my character. I don't care if you don't like me. I love the saying, wrong is wrong if everybody doing it, and right is right if nobody doing it. I want to stand on the side of right. I got onto this mission when my friend Joanne Johnson met me about 25 years ago and said to me, because I was driven. I was a driven man. Driven like the rest of these stunt artists. I wanted the biggest, the fastest, the tallest, the trophiest. I wanted it first. I wanted it bright. And I wanted it big. And she told me something. And you see, I've always known that that journey to gather and consume for your whole life is wrong. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up to the level of intelligence a human being is capable of holding in their head, especially me. I know what my mind is like, but in a world that only offered you one choice, gather and consume, who have the most at the end win. Bullshit. Bullshit. And when she said to me, you know, we are human beings, not human doings, it rocked me. And it sent me 180 degrees. A couple other things in my life happened after that that literally steered me to where I am today. And the me that I am and the me that I was, it's two different people. But that's not even my point. That's not even my point, because I will never curse or damn a road or a bridge that I walk. Everything brought me to here. But my only mission now is to fix Trinidad and Tobago. And I want you to understand, if you become the prime minister of a nation of jackasses, you're the jackass leader, and I don't want that. My first job is to wake the people up. That's first job. Inform, educate, and empower. Those 3 words, you'll hear it over and over. Because the other parties panicking, the amount of information that you're getting. People are really waking up. And they can't get away with bullshit like they used to get away before. So every day is some new stunt to distract you. We had a meeting last night and the deputy chairman said, you know what? To make news now, you have to shock and awe. And I suggested let's burn 50 virgins in the savannah. Because if that is what it's going to take to get your attention, we're moving like a zombie apocalypse. Trinidadians numb. They're numb. They're not even taking videos and pictures. It had to be ridiculous and stupid. Like a man bathing in a pothole. Now you can't take a picture of a pothole. Been there, done that. The biggest pothole, a car fit in the pothole, the whole road is potholes. Been there, done that. It didn't shame the government into action. This one, they fixed the hole, a man bathing in the pothole. The next time you film a man bathing in the pothole, what's not come in? One stunt and done. But that's where we reach. My role is to wake you up. That's my only role. To whom much is given, much is expected. And I have one job. And I could end up at the end of this alone. And I'll be happy if I did my job. If at the end of the day, you know they say, anything that costs you your peace of mind not worth it. Every time I find myself going in a direction that I know is contrary to my ethics, my integrity, my character, my vision for my life. Every time I think that this that I am doing, I can't watch my own self in my eye in the mirror, I say this, I am the wrong freaking path. And right size myself. Because at the end of the day, at the end of the whole day, listen, I have had a fun life. And at the end of the day, they have nothing outside there you could give me. You could crown me king of the freaking world. There comes a time when you've eaten everything and you drank everything and you've had every experience you think that you want, and it stops. The Arabs have a saying that translates, when pleasure remains, it doesn't remain a pleasure. That's why people who have swimming pools don't swim in it. You think, when I get my pool, I swim in every day. And then, one day I realize, wait now, I'm spending money to mine this pool. There are people who spending money to mine boats that they don't use. The first 2 years, boy, they're up and down the islands. Now, because it's something to mine. But I don't want to stray too far. But I want you all to understand. I want Donnie Passat to hear me. Because he asked me tonight, maybe that's why a certain person leave. That's not why that person left. Philip Edward Alexander is committed to a course of action here. People could come on board this train. If they don't like it, they could come off. It stops easy to let people off. And I will leave it there for now. I am very upset because too much bullshit is being said in the public space to distract you. I wanted to done. Let's come back to this. Grace Walker. So the post was, out of all the posts, this post get 20 times all the other posts. Why? It's because the people understand that this is where the rubber meets the road. This is it. It is nigger and coolie politics in Trinidad and Tobago that has destroyed Trinidad and Tobago. It was done by the British, you know. The British, tiny little country, took over the whole world by the clever use of dividing people. There's a place in Africa, I keep forgetting the name of the friggin' place, where 2 tribes of people mercilessly went to war the other day and killed each other with cutlasses. The Hutus and the Tutsis. And if you see those people together, you can't tell them apart, you know, but they could. Muslim and Hindu separate to form India and Pakistan. We have a North Korea and a South Korea, and we have the whole bullshit in the Middle East that was the result of the breakup of the Ottoman Empire and the creation of the Israel state and all this bullshit. But in Trinidad and Tobago and countries like Trinidad and Tobago, that they came to rape, because that's what they came to do. The first Africans came to Trinidad on a ship that was blessed in the same freaking chapel that marries the princes and the princesses. So you'll never see me like a jackass clapping for them. Because everything in England, in Great Britain, in the United Kingdom, all of that wealth is stolen from the rest of the world. But that's another conversation for another time. This is the conversation here that I wanted. The first ship that brought slaves to Trinidad and Tobago was the good ship Jesus. That was the name of that ship. Anyway, I don't want to stray too far from what I'm trying to tell you. So when I wrote this post, aren't you tired of the consequences of nigger versus coolie politics? The division in Trinidad and Tobago, what the British did was they separated people. When Eric Williams got through, he didn't win independence because it was not a fight. By then, we were practically valueless to the British. When Eric Williams and his band, his rowdy bunch, his motley crew, his educated band of thugs realized, wait now, we could keep nigger and coolie separate and divide and rule and continue, and we could be the king and we could be the queen that we just replaced. All of a sudden the mission changed and the liberators became the new colonialists, and they call themselves the neo-colonialists. And the PNM, which is why when Stuart Young did his stunt video on the 31st of December 2017, did a video that says we can make it together, and didn't have any Indians in the screen. I don't think that was an accident, Stuarty boy. I think the PNM is trying to continue their bullshit. And we need to undo this. Because if the PNM is not the political party for the Indians and the UNC is not the political party for the Africans, how in heaven's name can this country ever survive and succeed and thrive under either of those parties? How? How could half a ship sink and the other half go its merry way? How? How does that happen sensibly? It doesn't. It doesn't. Because you would think that when PNM is in power, black people would be doing well. But they don't. The PNM is in power now. Come to Diego Martin. The member of parliament for Diego Martin West, that is the worst of the Diego Martins, that is a hotspot under this jackass, 31 years of Keith Christopher Rowley. The Diego Martin West that boasts some of the most expensive real estate in the Caribbean. Believe it or not, there is a piece of land in Goodwood Park. The last offer that the gentleman got was $50 million for a piece of land that could only build one house. But it's Goodwood Park. And he got an offer $50 million for the piece of land. Empty piece of land. The same constituency that boasts that boasts a level of poverty and violence that you have to see and experience to believe. The same Diego Martin West, the member of parliament for Diego Martin West, is the prime minister of this country. There is nothing stopping that stunting jackass from coming into that constituency and finally fixing it. But black people have nothing to get under nobody. Black people have nothing to get under the PNM, and it can't get nothing under the UNC. Because I used to hear under the People's Partnership, black people getting too much. They go riot. A real big shot human rights lawyer in the UNC, all you know the man name, a big shot lawyer, formed a team inside the party when they were contesting leadership. When Pandey finally said, you all come and take it, and threw it on the ground, and the dogs started to attack one another, they formed a team that in the 2002 election, the UNC's slogan was, we come too far to turn back now. And when Bastille Pandey anointed a team that included Carlos John for the leadership, this team slogan was, we come too far to turn black now. And that's a UNC serious human rights lawyer. That's him. That is the level of the disgusting, deceitful, racist obscenity of these two parties. And if Keith Christopher Rowley wanted to help, he could have go Bagatelle and help. But he want to help Bagatelle. He want to help York Structures and whoever else he had to reward that putting up a stadium in Diego Martin that black people had to jump fence to get in. Because like the Atto Boldon Stadium that is in ruin, it's not going to survive. And the maintenance contract, it will slowly run into decay. And then $300 million to bring it back to, because we can't abandon it. To Aruba Stadium, $200 million to power wash it, because we can't abandon it. And this is what the game that they play. This is the game that they play, that they fool you into thinking, we time now. When Shamfa Kudjo made that stupid statement, the Speaker of the House should have thrown out the House. Because the House of Representatives of all the people of Trinidad and Tobago. And the jackass DJ on the UNC platform in 2010 said the same thing. Indian time now. The foolishness of divisive racist politics, the foolishness of it has to be confronted. And if we don't, we will stay stuck right here, going down the drain. Every election, we will go further down the cesspool, further into the toilet. We will get worse every single time, and we will have nobody to blame but ourselves. Because the two political parties, the PNM and the UNC, their leadership, not their members, not their members, don't confuse the couple people stunting in the bubble on the top with the rest of the jackasses moving chair and waving flag. Two different sets of people. They're miles away, you know. They're miles away. Your job is to smile when Darumai pass, when Mugabe pass. That's your job. Smile, whine, scream, oh God, look them there. Nothing for you, you know. You have nothing to get. Nothing to get. Some crumbs, maybe an end. But it doesn't be, it is the, when they say the spoils of war to the victors, it's not you. The little bubble up on the top. The little bubble in the UNC, the little bubble in the PNM. The PNM financiers right now are raping Trinidad and Tobago. They are raping Trinidad and Tobago. They are raping the same victim that the UNC raped mercilessly. This is a country where a woman was raped in the savannah. And while she was being raped, she screamed for help, and 9 men came and helped the rapist. That is Trinidad and Tobago. There will never be a better indictment against us as a people than that. When I put this post up today, because this is the crux of the argument. You want to fix TNT, nigger and coolie politics have to done. We really have to come to the place in the national anthem where every creed and race can find an equal place, regardless of who is in power. What we have is a situation where black people defend the thieves from the black side, and Indian people defend the thieves from the Indian side. So nowhere does actual justice get done. The country collapses in on itself, and both sides play the blame game, pelting missiles at each other, burning our collective shit down. And nobody is talking about it. So today, I asked, aren't you tired of the consequences of nigger versus coolie politics? Grace Walker said, Phillip, it's the brassness of posts like these that negates the level of couth, diplomacy, integrity, and intelligence that seem to be lacking in a political aspirant like yourself. Sadly, you have tainted your own hype for leadership, emerging on a world agenda, and we have this type of arsenal to pull out just to show how well you articulated your personal agenda. Now, Grace Walker is entitled to her opinion, because she is. But this is the exact mindlessness, the zombie apocalypse that exists in Trinidad and Tobago, because we're in a house on fire, but we can't tell. We're smelling the smoke and we're feeling the heat, but we're not putting two and two together. My response to her almost got more likes than the original post. And I'm going to give you the whole conversation between me and her, not all the other people who piled on, I'm not sharing that, but she and I had an exchange, and I want you to hear the level of the exchange, because these are two sides of the coin. Either we fix the racism that ended with lick bottom African and Nirmal Gosain singing Rowling Mother Count. Either we fix it, or we admit this is who we are and stop the bullshit. Take the consequences. All that crime, all that murder, all that violence, all that theft, all the disharmony and mismanagement and corruption, all of that is part of that. I said, Grace, with all due respect, miss me with that bullshit. When I see you down in the trenches fighting for Trinidad and Tobago, I will take advice. High-sounding nonsense has been reaming us for 55 years. Grace responded, Phillip Edward Alexander, you took the time to answer my bullshit. That is obviously giving me unnecessary attention. I look from where I am, I know the trenches. I come from Walker Street, Lego Martin, so I have never perceived any lofty opinion of myself. But I do know what appears to be the same race baiting that everyone who claims they are not will do. No, that is bullshit. Because this is not race baiting. This is saying there are consequences to this behavior, and we need to decide if we're tired of it yet or not. You are suggesting to your members that you have the ability to create change and bring about advancement to all the people of Trinidad and Tobago. You have been extremely articulate and well-informed in your dispensations. However, if you cannot discern that you are a demonstration by your own tactless and very poisonous tongue wagging that you have already compromised your own agenda again. She didn't read that post to understand, you know. She read that post to respond. People want to tell you, like the people who attack Massive Go Sign and say, oh, you don't know what blackface mean, or you don't know what it mean. And I want to tell you, all of those people who said that, they don't know what it means either. This is all a stunt. And racism is used in Trinidad as a stunt. And we need to name it, and we need to shame it, and we need to stop it. We need to take the power out of nigger and coolie politics. We have to take the power out of those words. We have to take the power out of those words. I remember, I am half Arab. I remember when I was in St. Mary's College, Syrians used to get merciless. We used to get attacked, call all these nasty Syrians was poor. But now Syrians, the richest people in Trinidad, they don't have a single name that you could call a Syrian that bothers him. They don't have a single name. You could call white people honky, cracker, whatever. They're on the top tier of society. They like it themselves. Name could reach them. You think your opinion of them could reach them? How do we raise everybody if black people and Indian people carrying nigger and coolie with them? How are we raising them? How are we raising as a society? My involvement in politics could stop here tonight. But how are we raising as a society if half the country considers themselves whole except if somebody calls them a name, and the other half have a counter name? Maybe you should choose to recuse yourself from the post of leader. And I want to tell Grace Walker something. I am not ascribing to any leadership position of any political party. There will be an internal election and the people will have their say. But between now and then, your opinion of me and what I say doesn't dictate my pace. I have to say, I don't have an agenda. I want to wake the people up. Burying our heads in the sand allows this bullshit to continue. Staying on point. This is Grace. If Trinidadians and Tobagonians really want to understand racism, live outside of Trinidad, and all our shit about what percentage of mixed or colored we supposedly are will go out the window. That is true, and it makes my point. And this is what she doesn't see. That she made my point. That she came at it attacking me. But she understands. Outside of Trinidad and Tobago, a lot of people who think they're white, not white. Outside of Trinidad and Tobago, a lot Syrian people just leave Trinidad and Tobago and realize there's small fish in a big pond outside there. Worse, they're not liked. Unfortunately, at this point in time, Arabs are not held in the highest regard in the world right now. In Trinidad, papi, 1%, like yourself. And I had to tell her, and the conversation went on, but I had to tell her, it starts with racist politics, fooling people into voting race. That ends now. And I put the now in capital letters. And I want to leave that conversation right there for you, but the thread is on my wall in a big bright orange background. And it says, aren't you tired of the consequences of nigger versus coolie politics yet? And I would like to invite all of you to join the conversation from whatever side you want to come from. At the end of the day, we, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, have to decide who we are as a people. The national anthem says, here every creed and race find an equal place. That's a lie. The coat of arms has two sayings, together we aspire, together we achieve. That too is a lie. We have been lying to ourselves and each other for 55 years. I am saying that Trinidad and Tobago, if we do nothing else but end that racist divide, this country will become the country it was supposed to be a long time ago. If we do not, if we continue on in this way, we will end up in a much worse position. Yep. David Rhoda sang the Ganges can be denied because everybody has been trying to get the Africans and the Indians to get along. I want to tell you something. The Africans and the Indians in our society get along. All of our people get along. Where we do not get along is politics and finance, money, the economy. We have a racist economy. And because we have a racist economy, black people think themselves only as other people's employees. And if they jump out themselves to go and try and become something else, they're shown by our racist economy that they're really not. These are the people workers. The four most powerful men in our nation's history at this point in the world, Zuckerberg, Jobs, Musk, Gates, all have no degree. So it can't be your education, but your level of knowledge, which is a different thing. And your ability to critical think and logically deduce and arrive at a conclusion outside of the box, or inside the box for that matter. But that is what is important. But the people of African hue are left to believe that their lot is to remain at the bottom of the social ladder in Trinidad and Tobago. And we need to fix that. We need to raise all the boats in Trinidad and Tobago. Our politics must level the playing field for all. Our politics must no longer be racist. Our politics must level the playing field for Trinidad and Tobago. Because I want to tell you something here. You can get 3 more oil boom. At some point, the chickens will come home to roost. At some point, there will be consequences to all of this built up, latent hostility. At some point. And you cannot single out one snowflake and blame it for the blizzard. You cannot. It is us, it is we, collectively, together. And we together, the whites, we call them whites. When they leave Trinidad, they know they're different because the Portuguese and the Spanish and British and French, but in Trinidad, Jews, now Syrians passing for white. The whiter your skin in Trinidad, that's held over from slavery, where the whiter your skin in slavery meant that you was probably one of massa outside Charon, and you get to sleep closer to the house. All of that bullshit, all of that have to done, all of that have to stop. We have to forget, we have to undo and redo our mindset. And the first thing we have to do is undo the foolishness of racist separation, racist politics, and a racist economy. Every creed and race in Trinidad and Tobago is supposed to have an equal chance to maximize their full potential. And if we do not do that, and if we cannot fix that, put all the pieces back in the box and let this nation fail, because it is going to fail. It will fail. All of those people who say, oh, they're going to end up like Venezuela, oh, they're going to end up like Haiti, oh, they're going to end up like Somalia, it's only talk till you wake up one morning with empty grocery shelves and the army in the streets. Then it's no longer talk. And then you will think back to all these times that we had the opportunity, all these times, to confront and resolve the coming storm. We have examples all around us. All around us. We have examples. You cannot continue to live in a country where 500 people die in 1 year, murdered, and justify that murder. You don't stop to think that each of those people dead left loved ones behind. They niggers, they bandits, them from B-Town. We don't say those words, but we live those words in our actions. And I want to tell you something. Every one of those people started off this life as an innocent baby, full of promise, in a country that warped it, broke it, sent it down a path that ended in murder. We did that. We, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, we did it by our actions and by our inactions, by our apathy and by our laziness, but we've done this. And if we cannot, as a people, say this has to be resolved, at some point we have to forgive each other. At some point we have to apologize to each other. At some point, all of the people of this country have to come clean and say, you know what? I am wrong. My people, we, for whatever part I played, I apologize. And I would like to work towards making tomorrow a better day than yesterday was. That can be our only mission. If that is not our mission, our politics is for nothing. More of the same. More of the same. They will find us in 2038, where 2018 leave us. They'll find us there, going down the toilet, playing the same stupid games, 3 generations later, talking the same foolishness, rum drinking coolie, bandit nigger, drug pushing Syrian. I mean, you listen to it. Every dog eating Chinese. There are stereotypes, negative stereotypes for everybody. This is not a nation, as loving as we are, doesn't practice that love publicly, and I don't know why. I think they've done this to us, and I think that we can undo it. And I honestly think that until we focus on that, because for about 6 months last year, Robert Amar and I have been having an argument on the radio about what is the starting point. And I believe the starting point is to fix the racial divide in Trinidad and Tobago, stop the tribal ethnic breakup segregation of the country. The Progressive Empowerment Party has as its slogan, one people under one flag, for a reason. That is our slogan for a reason. Our party has been deliberately set up to not see race. So you cannot come to this party and be marginalized or advanced. Everybody gets treated based on your ability. You come and you get involved and you demonstrate abilities and you rise up in the party based on that. That's what we do. And you come to the Progressive Empowerment Party tomorrow at noon and see the team. See the diversity, see the rainbow. And it's bullshit that we have to say, see the rainbow. It is bullshit that we have to say, see that we all work together as one. That there must come a day when race, what does Bob Marley say, is no more significant than the color of your eyes. It would be equally foolish to separate people by height. All the short people on one side, all the tall people by weight, or by hair color. I don't know. Let's stop it. Let us agree to stop it. When I read Khalil Gibran, the prophet, his description of how life should be, tear off your garment, but leave it in no other man's path. Wayne Dyer said, my right to swing my fist, and this is not just figuratively, it is not just literally, but it could be figuratively, and you could interpret it in a lot of ways, because we swing our fists with our opinions, and we swing our fists with some angry words. And Wayne Dyer said, my right to swing my fist stops at your right to not be hit in the face. And that is profound. And that is important. We have as our watchwords for the nation, discipline, production, tolerance. Bullshit. All three designed to turn slaves of a people. Discipline, tolerance, production. Miss me with that bullshit. Togetherness and excellence should be the watchwords of this nation. Give everybody the opportunity to maximize their full potential. Hope and opportunity should be the twin rails of the nation. But we're not there yet. And they don't want to let you get there. They don't want to give you the opportunity to have that conversation. So they give you a Cujo and a Satmaraj, and they throw them at each other. And the media pretends that blah, 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 that the racists don't get along. But that's bullshit. Because the racists in this country, at the bottom, we integrated. We could be an example to the rest of the world. So tell me why. we allow ourselves to be ruined by some high-level bandits masquerading as politicians, separating us by race, distracting us by a fake war, while they make off with the jewels of the land. Tell me, why would we allow that to be our situation? Why? And I will tell you this, I will tell you this without fear of contradiction. Neither the PNM nor the UNC has the intellectual depth of the Progressive Empowerment Party. Our plans, programs, policies, and ideas, undo and redo, reboot the Republic, our manifesto, will fix Trinidad and Tobago in 1 term. 1 term. And we'll show you how. See how they shut up on houses? They shut up our pillars. Watch me. Home ownership, jobs for all, affordable food. We're already doing it. And we're doing it as a political party. You could imagine when we get in the government. The farmers is the next people we're going to be calling out. The farmers is the next people. The next people that we're going to be pulling out is the farmers, because we want to deal with food production quickly. We need to get ourselves to food independent fast. Fast. I'm hearing other political talkers talking it now. No problem. Listen, Listen. Carry the conversation far, but don't lose the value of it. Let's not use it for political stunts. If we say food independence, let's have a food independence mission. The Progressive Empowerment Party told you how we will break this country up down to 1 lot of land, 1 acre of farmland, how we will support the farmer, how we will get him up and running and functional, how we will repurpose URP and CPEP to farm support, how for 5 years we will subsidize labor, make sure predial larceny is an onerous consequence to predial larceny. We will make sure farmers have roads and water, and we will make sure that we take the crops and distribute it through wholesale and retail markets. We have a plan. We have a plan. I'm looking for a song and I can't find it. We have a plan for that. If they come in to talk our policy, they must tell you how they will do it. Because we know how we will do housing for all. When we tell you houses for $100,000, we know we do it. We will go to China and tell China, listen, we want 50,000 houses, $100,000 for one. Sure. That's the song I was looking for. I apologize for the feed. Flow. You want to see real unity? Saturday the 20th of January, come to Lounge Park, Shagonas. Come and see our lineup of entertainers. Free doubles, free corn soup. Both sides. We should give you free gyro and Chinese food too. Making a joke. Free doubles, free corn soup. Come and join us Saturday 20th of January. Nice lineup of speakers. Nice lineup of entertainers. Come and understand what undo and redo means. Come on, understand what undo and redo for the justice system means and how it impacts you. Undo and redo for the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, how it impacts your life. Our crime plan, our food plan, our housing plan, our education plan. Come and listen to our political party. 3 years away from election, so ready for government, we are registering people now for houses and jobs. Alisek, stop posting things about no buy things made in China on my own thing. You're ready, none for me, I eat carrots and cucumber. Tomorrow, Saturday, noon, well, we expect a packed house. We expect a packed house because we were closed for a couple of weeks and plenty of us, it had become part of your life. Even though it's only 1 year, that Saturday meeting, all of the members and all of the people and that conversation and all the stuff that gets done on a Saturday is such an enjoyable experience. It's not a sacrifice. I used to think it was a sacrifice. It was taking a day out of my week. But we got 3 Saturdays off and I missed it. I miss the interaction with the public. I miss having strangers come to the room and make their suggestions and offer assistance. And tomorrow at noon, 19 Stanmore Avenue. Those who want to pre-register for the housing program, come down tomorrow. We're starting pre-registration. Tomorrow it starts. Tomorrow, come down tomorrow. Come early because they might have a line. Those who wanted to access the Job Seekers program, come down. We're registering Job Seekers tomorrow, 19 Stanmore Avenue. Those who just wanted to join the party, come down because we're launching something in a little while for members in about 2 weeks. In about 2 weeks, a little surprise. Now straight in to tell you because I want to tell you because it's going to be real sexy. And when you see what it is, you'll understand what we're about. This is not a political party that waiting to get into government to serve you. We're serving you from now. So you will see. And we're building out. We're building out. So that when we in government, just push play. We will make it happen. This is not just talk. Somebody posted earlier tonight, those who live in glass houses shouldn't throw cocoa. And I found that was so funny. Anyway, tomorrow, noon, 19 Stanmore Avenue. Bring the family. Bring the friends. Bring the children. Bring nanny and papa and granny and tanty and uncle and the neighbor. If you have an extra seat and you're coming down the road, if somebody flagged down a taxi, pick them up and bring them. They wasn't heading there, but they'll be happy you brought them. Come and be a part of a real social, political revolution that will redevelop this country. Bring it to the paradise on earth it was meant to be. We could do this together. We need you. Vote them out. Terminate their reign. I have a million messages to answer. This guy who is singing this song will be live in Launch Park on the 20th of January. Come and hear it live. You voted them in, and it's only tears as soon as they win. And enslave your soul, promising you roads. When you're voting, vote calm out. Vote calm out. When you're voting, vote Faris out. Vote Faris out. Vote Rowley out. Vote them out. Vote Stuart Young out. Vote Kamla out. Vote Munilal out. Vote the entire 41. The parliament has failed for 55 years. The only thing that they could claim that they've successfully done is raid and rape this country. That entire two-party bandit, red crapo, yellow crapo, same handful of salt. It is time now. This is it now. The division of racist politics has ruined this nation. People living in fear, people living in jail. We've made a mess of every system of governance. Every public office and institution is a laughing stock and a joke. Everything is an odium and disrespect and full collapse. Pay attention. Pay attention. It's a fallacy. A catastrophe. Then your only hope is for them to go. Keep rolling. King Fabricator. Don't trust a word he said. Vote Stuart Young out. Vote Suru Drambachan out. Vote them out. Vote Fitzgerald Hines out. Use out, thief out, sell out and digs out. Vote them in. Vote them out. Red and yellow. Cancer. Cancer. Destroy this country. Every murder, every dead person is because of failure to govern. The well-being of the people is the only purpose of government. Those two parties, it is only them. It is only them to blame. They've done it, and you have to undo it. And the way to undo it, lay the responsibility of poverty, crime, and murder at the feet of those two parties. This country had money to make Dubai blush. This country had more money per capita than Kuwait. This country was supposed to be one of the richest, most prosperous, blessed, beautiful nations in the world. Look at what we have. Look at what we have. Look at what passes for governance and public service in this country. Open your eyes. People must come first. Citizens by right. None of we are worse. Yellow, black or white. Food, shelter and clothes. Free movement and speech. A garden that grows. And one law for each. Hey, the phone, don't talk about the phone and vote them out. Is all they seem to know. It's just a puppy show. When elections day come, all 41 bandits must go. All must go. Vote them out. Vote them out. Vote them out. And utter disdain. Let's put our country together again. It starts tomorrow at noon. Terminate their reign. Tomorrow at noon, the work begins again. 2018, we open for business. The Progressive Empowerment Party is here to serve. Come and see. Come and be a part of it. Come and question it. Come and look at the policies. See what we're building now. We're not waiting to go into office to do a housing program. We're doing a housing program now. We're not waiting to go into government to do a jobs program. We're doing a jobs program now. We're not waiting to go into government to do a food production program. We're setting it up now. We are getting the country ready to undo and redo itself. We are going to show you, and you can come and ask any question on any policy, and you will see in fine detail how we are dotting I's and crossing T's. We have a plan for every aspect of what is broken in this country. In that first 5 years, Trinidad and Tobago will quickly become the paradise on earth it was meant to be. The choices that will befall you, the opportunities that will make themselves available to you. All of a sudden, you will feel like you're living in a land of hope and promise. You will feel like Trinidad and Tobago is a place where you want to grow old and raise your children in. All of our foreign-based Trinis will pack up and come back home. We will make that a reality. We will make Canadians and Americans line up in the snow to get a visa to come to Trinidad. The way Trinis used to have to line up to flee Trinidad and Tobago. We will bring all our Trinis home. We'll bring our Trinis home. And we will give you all, and we will give everybody in this country first world nation treatment. Forget status, treatment. That's important. How we treat our people is important. You can imagine a government a plan to tell you the traffic in Chaguanas, that nightmare that Chaguanas people put up with every single day. People told me that today they were in traffic by a roundabout, and for 2 hours they didn't move once, not 1 foot. That madness that goes on in Chaguanas every single day. And the people sit and stew because they don't have no MP, no local government councillor, no chairman, nobody that they could go to, no prime minister, no leader of the opposition. Say, this is madness. If you work $500 an hour and you sit in a car in traffic for 2 hours, you just wasted $1,000. Do the arithmetic. Sit down there with your family when you could be home. When I solved the problem with Diego Martin traffic, because before I did the Diego Martin bypass, and I was the one who came up with that, people used to sit in traffic from Movie Town all the way to get past a 4 roads intersection. We bypass it completely. I designed that. And I'm not trying to take credit for it, but I have to, so that you understand that I know what I am about. Chaguanas, we have a traffic plan for Chaguanas that will make Chaguanas functional. The people of this country, what goes on at the Colville Street intersection is madness. People trying to get into Port of Spain and out of the west have to pass each other, 200,000 going in the opposite direction. What madness is this? Where is the government? Where is the governance? Where is the leadership? Where are the people with responsibility for the well-being of the citizenry, which is the only purpose for government? Understand. The only purpose for those people having those perks and those positions and those salaries is not to stump their jackass self in the parliament and get on like fools and embarrass themselves about shit kicker and pipe and cat. That's not what they're getting the big money for. They're getting the big money to serve you, and if they can't do it, fire them. Tomorrow at noon, 19 Stanmore Avenue, Port of Spain. If you want to be part of the growing tsunami, the revolution for change, the Orange Army, a real family, one people under one flag, come to Stanmore Avenue tomorrow. You're welcome. All are welcome. Trinidad and Tobago, we are doing this. This is our real opportunity here. Come and add your voice. Come and add your talents. Come and add your ability. Anybody that can assist us financially. Overseas members, those of you watching me, we are having a massive rally on the 20th of January. Our basic budget is $100,000. We need your assistance there. We need your help. I want you all to reach out to Felicia Holder or Shari Wilson on this thread. If you can't, reach out to me and I'll put you in touch with them. We need all the financial help we could get because we want it to be a massive, massive rally, and we're going to treat the people nice. We need your help because we're building back out. Yes? And we're starting 2018. our slogan, our internal slogan, all of you, for 2018 is level up. What we accomplished in 2017, when we look back on it and we see how much was done in 12 short months, we are excited for 2018. Come and be a part of it. Share this video, please. If you've not shared it, share it with everybody. Share it on every walls. Let us have the conversations, the good ones and the tough ones. Let us come back together as one people under one flag, one family. The ways to contact us, I think it's 347-4PEP. 347-4PEP, you can write that down. peptrindago@gmail.com is the principal address that I have. But there are other email addresses, and you will see them in the thread that the members are posting. www.peptt.com is the website. Pep app, P-E-P-A-P-P, 2 words, is the Pep app. It is free on all of the app stores. Go to the app stores, download the Pep app. It gives you notifications, it gives you guidance, it gives you directions. You can actually join the party on the Pep website now. So get involved, get on board. I hope to see you all tomorrow. Until then, stay safe, Trinidad and Tobago.